students, how are you all? I hope you all are very good and you all are doing studies properly at your home. So, dear students, before your periodic test, we were discussing about the chapter 2 sectors of Indian economy of the chapter economics. So, in that chapter's explanation in the last period, we have completed the explanation of NREGA, National Rural Employment Guarantee Act, and also we have completed about the explanation how to create more employment, and earlier part also we have completed. Now dear students, let's have a look. In today's period we are going to discuss about division of sectors as organized and unorganized. So here is an example in front of you. In your textbook it is given. Let's have a look. Let us examine another way of classifying activities in the economy. This looks at the way people are employed. What are their conditions of work? Are there any rules and regulations that are followed as regards their employment? Now, here is a story of Kanta and Kamal. So, from this story, we will understand the division of sector into organized sector and unorganized sector, the features of organized sector and unorganized sector that we will understand. Now see about the story of Kanta. Kanta works in an office. She attends her office from 9:30 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. She gets her salary regularly. At the end of every month, in addition to the salary, she also gets provident fund as per the rules laid down by the government. She also gets medical and other allowances. Kanta does not go to office on Sundays. This is a paid holiday. When she joined work, she was given an appointment letter stating all the terms and conditions of work. सो यहाँ पे हमको ध्यान में आता है कि कांता ऑफिस में काम करती है तो उसका लिमिटेड वर्किंग आवर है। तो इसका हमारा पहला एक पॉइंट ये हो जाता है कि लिमिटेड वर्किंग आवर है, 9:30 to 5:30 उसको काम करना है। सेकंड पॉइंट ये है कि सैलरी के साथ में उसको दूसरे अलाउंसेस मिलते हैं, प्रोविडेंट फंड उसका उसमें उसके पैसे जमा होते हैं। प्रोविडेंट फंड क्या होता है, हर एक महीने में एम्प्लॉय जो है उसकी सैलरी में से कुछ पैसे कट किए जाते हैं और एम्प्लॉयर भी उतना ही शेयर डालता है और वो उसके फ्यूचर के लिए जमा किए जाते हैं। दैट इज व्हाट द प्रोविडेंट फंड इज, पीएफ जिसको हम बोलते हैं। ओके, सो ये पीएफ कांता को मिलता है। उसी के साथ में कांता को मेडिकल अलाउंसेस भी मिलते हैं। कुछ मेडिकल इश्यूज उसके निकल के आते हैं तो उसको मेडिकल के पैसे मिलेंगे। अलॉन्ग विद दैट संडेज को उसका ऑफिस क्लोज होता है और वो संडे जो होता है उसके लिए पेड हॉलीडे होता है। पैसे कोई उसके सैलरी से कटते नहीं है संडे के। और जब उसने वर्क ज्वाइन किया था तो उसको एक अपॉइंटमेंट लेटर भी दिया गया, उसमें उसके टर्म्स एंड कंडीशंस वर्किंग के दिए गए कि भाई यू हैव बीन अपॉइंटेड फॉर दिस एंड दिस वर्क एंड you have to do this and this work from this and this timing. So this is what called as the paid holidays. So अपॉइंटमेंट लेटर वॉज गिवन टू हर। मतलब अगर हम बात करेंगे कांता की तो कांता का वर्किंग आवर्स फिक्स है, उसको रेगुलर सैलरी मिलती है, उसको प्रोविडेंट फंड की फैसिलिटी है, मेडिकल अलाउंस मिलते हैं, इसी के साथ में संडेज को छुट्टी होती है, उसके पैसे सैलरी से नहीं नहीं कटते हैं उसके, और उसको अपॉइंटमेंट लेटर भी मिला था। ये होगी कांता की कंडीशन। नाउ व्हेन वी टॉक अबाउट कमल्स कंडीशन, सो सी, कमल इज कांताज नेबर। ही इज अ डेली वेज लेबर इन अ नियर बाय ग्रोसरी शॉप। कांता के घर के बाजू में रहता है, डेली वेज लेबर है, मतलब रोज के पैसे उसको रोज के मिलते हैं, दिन के पैसे के हिसाब से वो काम करता है। ही गोज टू शॉप एट 7:30 in the morning and works till 8 p.m. in the evening. He gets no other allowances apart from his wages. He is not paid for the days he does not work. He has therefore no leave or paid holidays. Nor was he given any formal letter saying that he has been employed in the shop. He can be asked to leave anytime by his employer. देखो उसका वर्किंग आवर्स कितने ज़्यादा है, आप देख सकते हो कमल की कंडीशन में क्या दिया है। तो 7:30 जाता है, शाम को 8 बजे तक के उसको काम करना पड़ता है। किसी के प्रकार कोई भी पीएफ वगैरह कोई अलाउंसेस, मेडिकल अलाउंसेस वगैरह उसको नहीं मिलते हैं कांता के जैसे। बाद में जब वो काम नहीं करता है उस दिन उसको पैसे नहीं मिलते, फिर वो संडे भी क्यों ना हो, संडे को भी उसको जाना पड़ेगा जॉब पे उसको, नहीं तो पैसे उसके कटेंगे। उसको कोई भी लीव नहीं होती, पेड लीव नहीं होती है, और उसी के साथ में कोई उसको फॉर्मल लेटर नहीं मिला कि भाई आपको इस पोस्ट पे हमने अपॉइंट किया है और ये आपके टर्म्स एंड कंडीशंस रहेंगे वर्किंग के, ऐसा कोई लेटर कमल को नहीं मिला। तो बेटा सी, if from these two stories of Kanta and Kamal, here they have explained you about the organized and unorganized sector. Okay, now let's have the reader explanation from the downward part. Okay, so Kanta works Kanta works in organized sector. Organized sector covers those enterprises or places of work where the terms of employment are regular and therefore people have assured work. They are registered by the government and have to follow its rules and regulations, which are given in the various laws such as Factories Act, Minimum Wages Act, Payment of Gratuity Act, Shops and Establishments Act, etc. It is called organized because it has some formal processes and procedures to be followed. Okay, some of these people may not be employed by anyone but may work on their own, but they have to have to register themselves with the government and follow the rules and regulations. Workers in the organized sector enjoy security of employment. They are expected to work only a fixed number of hours. If they work more, they have to be paid overtime by the employer. They also get several other benefits from employer. What are these benefits? They get paid leaves, payment during holidays, provident fund, gratuity, etc. They are supposed to get medical benefits, and under the laws, the factory manager has to ensure facilities like drinking water and a safe working condition. When they retire, these workers get pensions as well. ओके, सो दिस इज दीज आर द फीचर्स ऑफ ऑर्गेनाइज सेक्टर। कांता की अगर हम बात करेंगे तो ऑर्गेनाइज सेक्टर में वो काम करती है। ऑर्गेनाइज सेक्टर क्या होता है? जो कोई गवर्नमेंट के रूल्स रेगुलेशंस को यहाँ फॉलो किया जाता है। गवर्नमेंट का कोई भी एक्ट होगा उसको वहाँ कंप्लीटली फॉलो किया जाता है। फैक्ट्री एक्ट होगा रिलेटेड टू फैक्ट्रीज, the working conditions in the factories. Minimum wages act, yes, this act states us about the what minimum wages should be there for this much working timing or this much working condition. So that is what the minimum wages act. Along with that, payment of gratuity act, gratuity is amount which is deposited in the accounts of employee, and afterwards it will be given to that employee when he will get retired. Okay, or in between even he requires, he can withdraw but with the permission of employee. With the employee can withdraw with the permission of employer. Okay, so this is what gratuity, shops acts are there. So where the government's rules and regulations acts are followed, and according to that fixed working conditions are there. You can note down these points. These are the important features of the organized sector. Fixed working conditions are there. Then rules and regulations are followed. Appointment letter is given. Then safe working conditions are there. If they do overtime, they get the more money for overtime. They get the paid holidays, paid leaves are given to them. Along with that, they get the medical allowances, then PF. Okay, provident fund allowances, like provident fund will be cut from their salary and it will be deposited in their PF account. It will be their permanent account. Okay, number which they can, the PF number they can follow if they can leave the job. Another job, even they can use that same PF number. You may be knowing that PF accounts are there of employees and they get benefit from that. In our Akola also PF office is there. You must have seen near to civil line. Okay, so now see dear students, these all are the features of the organized sector. So in organized sector, these all benefits person gets. And when we talk about Kanta, so Kanta is working in the organized sector. So dear students, when we move towards another example, or when we talk about the condition of the another example, so in that we come to know that the conditions are of Kamal are coming under the unorganized sector. Okay, so in contrast with that, Kamal works in unorganized sector. The unorganized sector is characterized by small and scattered units which are largely outside the control of government. So unorganized sector are small units which are not under the government's control. These there are rules and regulations, but that rules and regulations are not followed. These are not followed. Jobs here are not in that way which we have the jobs in the organized sector. Okay, so jobs here are low paid and often not regular. Jobs are low paid and often not regular. देयर इज नो प्रोविजन फॉर ओवर टाइम, पेड लीव, हॉलीडे लीव ड्यू टू सिकनेस एक्सेट्रा। मतलब आपको कोई भी पेड हॉलीडेज यहाँ पे नहीं मिलने वाले हैं, ओवर टाइम के पैसे आपको ज़्यादा नहीं मिलने वाले हैं। बाद में जिसको हम बोलेंगे कि सिकनेस वगैरह की वजह से लीव नहीं मिलने वाली है। एम्प्लॉयमेंट इज़ नॉट सिक्योर, सिक्योरिटी आपको कोई नहीं है एम्प्लॉयमेंट की। अनऑर्गेनाइज सेक्टर की अगर हम बात करेंगे तो, वेरएस ऑर्गेनाइज सेक्टर की बात करेंगे तो हमको एम्प्लॉयमेंट की सिक्योरिटी है। देर इज अ गारंटी ऑफ अ सिक्योरिटी ऑफ एम्प्लॉयमेंट। सो एम्प्लॉयमेंट इज नॉट सिक्योर इन अनऑर्गेनाइज सेक्टर। पीपल कैन बी आस्क्ड टू लीव विदाउट एनी रीजन। कोई रीजन आपको नहीं पूछेंगे, आपको जॉब से निकाल सकते हैं। कोई रीजन नहीं देंगे क्यों निकाला, और आपको टर्मिनेट कर सकते हैं। when there is less work such as during some seasons, some people may be asked to leave, yes। अनऑर्गेनाइज सेक्टर में जॉब सिक्योरिटी ना होने की वजह से ऐसा भी होता है कि जब कोई काम नहीं है तो कुछ महीनों के लिए आपको छुट्टी पे भी रख सकते हैं। आपको बोल सकते हैं कि कुछ महीनों के लिए आप आओ मत काम पे, उनके एक्सपेंसेस कम करने के लिए। एम्प्लॉई अगर ज़्यादा रहे, ज़रूरत ना हो तभी भी ज़्यादा एम्प्लॉय अगर रहे तो एम्प्लॉयर के एक्सपेंसेस बढ़ जाते हैं, तो प्रोडक्शन कॉस्ट कम करने के लिए बहुत बार ऐसा किया जाता है। अ लॉट also depends on the whims of the employer, yes। whatever the vishesha of the employer are there, it depends on that also। this sector includes a large number of people who are employed on their own doing small jobs such as selling on the street or doing repair work। similarly, farmers work on their own and hire laborers as and when they required। Okay, so here are some another examples of also unorganized sector। यहाँ पे उन्होंने बोला है कि जो डेली वेजेस पे काम करने वाले हैं वो अनऑर्गेनाइज सेक्टर में आते हैं। अलॉन्ग विद दैट जो यहाँ पे बोला है कि दोज हु आर देयर ओन डूइंग स्मॉल जॉब्स, एम्प्लॉयड ऑन देयर ओन डूइंग स्मॉल जॉब, मतलब छोटे छोटे काम अगर कर रहे हैं, कुछ कोई भी रास्ते पे बैठ के कोई छोटी छोटी चीज़ें बेच रहे हैं, है ना, रिपेयरिंग का वर्क कर रहे हैं, पंचर रिपेयरिंग वगैरह, है ना, गाड़ी मैकेनिकल रिपेयरिंग का वर्क अगर कर रहे हैं, ठीक है ना, किसी के खेत पे काम करने के लिए जा रहे हैं। ओके, फार्मर्स भी अगर खुद के भी खेत पे काम कर रहे हैं तो ये सभी अनऑर्गेनाइज सेक्टर में आएंगे, क्योंकि उनको सर्टेनिटी नहीं है वर्क की। अगर हम एक स्ट्रीट पे सामान बेचने वाले की बात करेंगे, स्ट्रीट पे अगर बैठ के कोई बेच रहा है कोई चीज़ें, so if you will think about that, so we'll come to know that if he will not come or he will not go for selling all that things, so he will be not getting money। it depends on his daily work। he will not get paid leaves when he will be at home, he will not get money। same is the condition of farmers or laborers working on another's farm। so this is what the unorganized sector is। this is completely different than organized sector। in unorganized sector there is no job security। you can note down these points। in unorganized sector there is no job security। in unorganized sector there is not present any kind of security related to your job along with your leaves। you will not get the paid leaves। paid leaves आपको नहीं मिलेंगी। you will not get any different allowances over there। okay, and your working hours also will not be fixed। so there will be lot of uncertainty in the unorganized sector। so here today we have learned in this video about organized and unorganized sector। so this is very important from your examination point of view। you may be asked to write the examples, or you may be asked to write about the organized and unorganized sector। so you can explain with the help of Kanta and Kamal's example given in your textbook। you can write the features also, what are the features I explained to you, that also you can write। now dear students, see, here is one box given, you can work on this question number 4, and let's work this out। some questions are given over here, look at the following examples, which of these are unorganized sector activities, so you have to solve these activities also। okay, and question number 2 is talk to someone who has a regular job in the organized sector and another who work in the unorganized sector, compare and contrast their working conditions in all aspects so that you can talk and you can analyze। how would you distinguish between organized and unorganized sector, explain in your own words। this question number 3 is your homework, home assignment, you can do that question number 3। how would you distinguish between, already while explaining I have explained the distinguish between of organized and unorganized sector, you can write in your own language। okay, and another homework you have to do, this question number 1 you have to solve, look at the following examples, then these 3 organized and unorganized sector, and fourth number this table, This table also you have to solve over here in textbook only. Only you can write this question number 3. How would you distinguish between organized and unorganized sector? Explain in your own word, that you can write in your assignment copy. Okay, or in your revision copy we can say, that can be written in that. So here in this video, now we have completed the explanation about organized and unorganized sector. Now in the next video we'll see how to protect workers in unorganized sector, what can be done to protect the workers in unorganized sector, and we will again learn about public and private sectors. I hope you have understood the concept of organized and unorganized sector. You all are requested to read the textbook, underline the important points, and learn question and answers, important points from all the lessons which we have completed up till now. Okay, dear students, then thank you and we'll meet in the next video. Thanks a lot.